In today's society, technology advances at an alarmingly quick rate. It can often feel as if new technology and breakthroughs are introduced every day that will forever change our futures. But in the midst of constant announcements about big futuristic technology advances and interesting devices, it's easy to lose sight of the incredible ways the world is evolving. There are artificial intelligence programs that can write poems from scratch and create visuals from nothing more than a verbal stimulus. 3D printed eyeballs, new holograms, lab-grown food, and brain-reading robots are all on the horizon. Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 technologies of the future. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Number 10. NECrobotics. Sometimes new future technologies can provide incredible advancements with the potential to change the future. This is one way to define the concept of NECrobotics, which, as the name implies, entails transforming dead objects into robots. A team of researchers transformed a dead spider into a robot-like gripper capable of picking up other objects. They take a spider and inject it with air to accomplish this. This works because spiders employ hydraulics to pump blood into their limbs, causing them to stretch. This notion is still in its early stages, but it might pave the way for a future in which dead animals are utilized to advance research. Number 9. Sand batteries. Some of the most effective technologies for our future are simple and easy to implement. One of these innovations came from some Finnish engineers who discovered a technique to turn sand into a massive battery. 100 tons of sand were loaded into a 4x7 meter steel container by these engineers. This sand was then heated with wind and solar energy. This heat can subsequently be transferred by a local energy company to warm buildings in the surrounding area. Energy can be stored in this manner for extended periods of time. All of this is accomplished through a process known as resistive heating. This is the process by which a substance is heated due to the friction of electrical currents. The electricity traveling through sand and other non-superconductive materials generates heat that can be used for energy. Number 8. Eskin could help us hug long-distance friends. While modern technology allows us to interact verbally and visually practically anywhere on the globe, there is currently no dependable way to share the sense of touch over vast distances. The Eskin is embedded with flexible actuators that detect and transform the wearer's movements into electrical impulses. These signals are then transmitted over Bluetooth to another Eskin system, where the actuators turn them into mechanical vibrations that imitate the initial movements. According to the researchers, the technique might be used to allow friends and family to feel each other over extended distances. Number 7. Catapulting satellites into space. Who would have guessed that a homemade catapult was the greatest technique to launch satellites into space? Okay, it's a lot smarter than a catapult, but the technology is comparable. Spin launch is a test device for launching satellites and other payloads into space. It accomplishes this by utilizing kinetic energy rather than the typical method of employing chemical fuel present in traditional rockets. Of course, modest rocket engines will still be necessary to propel payloads into orbit, but spin launch claims that this technique saves 70% on fuel and infrastructure. Number 6. Xenotransplantation. Inserting a pig's heart into a person seems like a poor idea, but is one of the most recent medical procedures that is making tremendous progress. The practice of transplanting, installing, or infusing a person with cells, tissues, or organs from an animal source known as xenotransplantation has the potential to revolutionize surgery. The insertion of a pig's heart into a person has been one of the most common surgeries undertaken thus far. This has now been accomplished twice. However, one of the patients died after only a few months, while the other is still being monitored. The heart cannot be implanted into a patient immediately in these surgeries. Instead, gene editing must take place first. Certain genes in the heart must be deleted, and human genes must be introduced, primarily those related to immunological acceptance and ones that limit excessive heart tissue growth. These operations are currently dangerous, with no guarantee of success. However, in the near future, you may see xenotransplants becoming more common, supplying hearts or tissues from animals to humans in need. Number 5. AI image generation. As artificial intelligence continues to execute occupations as effectively as humans, a new industry has emerged, the realm of art. Researchers at the startup OpenAI have developed software that can generate graphics with only written suggestions. Enter a dog wearing a cowboy hat singing in the rain, and you'll get a slew of wholly unique images that meet the bill. You could even specify the style of art that will be returned in response to your request. However, the technology isn't perfect and still has flaws, such as when we provided poor design prompts for cartoon characters. DALL-E technology is currently in its second version, and the team behind it intends to continue refining it. In the future, we may see this technology utilized to produce art exhibitions for businesses to receive quick, original images or, of course, to revolutionize the way memes are created on the internet. Midjourney is another piece of technology that makes Gothic wonders with a simple word prompt. We certainly are living in the future. Number 4. Boom-free supersonic flight. NASA's X-59 silent supersonic aircraft will take to the skies for its first test flight later this year at the Armstrong Flight Research Center. The plane is being built in a hangar at Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works facility in Palmdale, California. The plane's fuselage, wings, and tail have been particularly built to manage the airflow around it while it flies, with the ultimate goal of preventing a large sonic boom from frightening those on the ground below when it breaks the sound barrier. If the initial test goes well, the space agency plans to conduct additional test flights over populated areas in 2024 to measure the public's reaction to aircraft. Number 3. 3D printed bones. 3D printing is an industry that promises everything from inexpensive house building to affordable, robust armor. But one of the most intriguing applications of the technology is the construction of 3D printed bones. Ossiform specializes in medical 3D printing, making patient-specific replacements of various bones out of tricalcium phosphate, a substance with characteristics similar to human bones. It's really simple to use these 3D printed bones. An MRI can be performed in a hospital and then uploaded to Ossiform, which creates a 3D model of the patient-specific implant that is required. The surgeon approves the design, and once produced, it can be used in surgery. The use of tricalcium phosphate allows the body to remodel the implants into vascularized bone, which makes these 3D printed bones unique. That is, they will allow for the full restoration of function that the bone being replaced had. To promote the best possible integration, the implants have a porous structure, with big pores and channels for cells to connect to and reconstruct bone. Number 2. Brain-reading robots. Brain-reading technology is no longer a science fiction theme, and its use has advanced dramatically in recent years. These researchers have created a way for tetraplegic patients, those who can't move their upper or lower body, to interact with the world using a machine learning algorithm, a robot arm, and a brain-computer interface. During testing, the robot arm would do simple tasks such as maneuvering around an obstruction. The system would then use an EEG cap to analyze brain signals and automatically detect when the arm had taken the wrong action, such as moving too close to the obstacle or traveling too fast. The system can then adjust to the individual's tastes and brain signals over time. In the future, this could lead to wheelchairs controlled by the brain or assistance machines for tetraplegic patients. Number 1. Digital twins that track your health. Humans can stroll into the medbay in Star Trek, where many of our ideas for future technology were conceived, and have their complete bodies digitally examined for indicators of illness and injuries. In practice, the creators of QBio believe that doing so will enhance health outcomes while also reducing the burden on doctors. The U.S. company has developed a scanner that can detect hundreds of biomarkers in just an hour, ranging from hormone levels to fat accumulation in the liver to markers of inflammation or any number of cancers. It plans to use this information to create a 3D digital avatar of a patient's body, dubbed a digital twin, which can be followed over time and updated with each new scan. QBio CEO Jeff Katz expects it will usher in a new era of preventative, personalized treatment in which the massive amounts of data collected will not only assist doctors in prioritizing which patients need to be seen most quickly, but also in developing more sophisticated methods of diagnosing illness. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.